the show, everybody. Man, I have got an action-packed show for you today. I'm going to be talking a little bit about what a stretch mobility coach can do to help people live a better life. And I'm going to dig in and talk a little bit about how we've grown as the stretch method. I'm going to introduce something very special that is pretty exciting. And then we're going to talk about how you can become your own boss and actually help people in a preventative way to keep them away from surgeries that are unnecessary. Spoke with an entrepreneur last week in the clinic, and he's in his 80s. He owns his own multi-million-dollar business. And this is a national company that he owns. He actually designs, builds, and decorates banks nationwide. He and I had a long discussion as I was treating him. And he actually has 46 employees. I asked him, when are you going to retire? And it's funny, he looked at me like I was crazy and said, I'm not retiring. The role I play in my company is fun, and I actually love it. And it allows me the lifestyle that I have, but it also allows me to be able to continue my passion of doing what I do. And I've nurtured and grown such a successful team that the role that I play is small enough that it doesn't obligate me to do more than I want to do at the age that I'm currently in. He plays golf and he does everything that he wants to do. And he goes, honestly, right now, my life is just really fun. He's built a team of over 46 employees. So I took a moment and I said, okay, so tell me about how you built up your managers and how many managers you have and all of that. And he looked at me funny again and said, I don't have managers. I have built a team, and I think the youngest employee on the team has 17 years with him. He goes, I have some that have had 30 years or so. He says, really, I just nurture my team and they do the work, and the team members hold other team members accountable. And he goes, I'm not at a point where I'm growing or doing anything else, but my team handles everything that we need to handle, and they do it very well. Now, he was referred to my clinic from a current client. He actually had some hip pain. And when he came in and I met him for the first time, he came in for his consult. I'm really sad that my team and I didn't actually take a video of his walking pattern when he came in. Now, this guy, I'm just going to give you a little case study on him. He had already gone through physical therapy, chiro. He was seeing a local chiro down the street, and he loved his chiropractor, but his chiropractor had referred him to another cash-based PT, and he had heard about us, and he had gotten rave results. Rave responses from his chiro about us. So he just thought, you know what, I'm going to give this stretch mobility coach thing a try. But at that time, he was also trying another PT that his chiro referred him to. His goal is to avoid a total hip replacement. I recall when I saw him walk in for the first time, and he had his consult with Jordan, who is our lead stretch mobility coach at the office. He had a significant limp with that hip, and he wasn't weight bearing on that limp. He was in extreme pain with the hip. I could have sent him out for physical therapy, except this man had already been to physical therapy and had gone through everything, and he wanted to avoid surgery at all costs. And when we did our testing, you're pretty far gone with his hip, and we don't know what we're going to be able to get. But we can send you out and get some regenerative stuff done if we can get you to a certain level. Now, we have some local physicians in our area that if we need regenerative care done for those people who don't want surgery, we have a certain criteria that we follow. If they have a certain percentage of range of motion, in their hip joint and meet parameters, we can send those people over to our regenerative doctors, and our regenerative doctors are going to charge them anywhere from $4,000 to $8,000, could be more, to rebuild the cartilage in the hip area or the knee area, depending on what we're looking to send them for. He actually said, money's not an option. Throw it all at me. I want you to get my hip better because I want to be able to play golf. I want to be able to do the things that I want to do. And he was really frustrated and agitated. He really didn't have a big smile on his face. He was a kind enough guy, but it's like people that come in with pain. They're just done with it, but they don't want to take that next step to looking into surgery because it's not something that they want to do. They want to try all the preventative measures that they can try. Jordan and I spoke after his consult, and he didn't quite meet the criteria for regenerative care as a referral. And he decided that he was going to do the deep thermal laser, and he was going to do stretch mobility coach services. And we were going to work to only get as far as we can go. And maybe our treatment would prolong the inevitable total hip replacement, or maybe our treatment would give him enough strength and mobility and pain relief that he could, possibly maybe take it years before he had to look into a possible surgery. We were not at the point in his treatment that we knew that we were going to be able to prevent for him because of what he presented with when he came to us. However, what we saw after just a few treatments blew us away. And now, granted, we get cases all the time and we prevent surgery. Guys, we actually provide long-term relief within our clinic, and we have some pretty great outcomes in our clinic. Clients do phenomenally well. And if they don't do well, we refer them out to our PT who has her own practice and sees clients in our clinic, or we refer them out to a specialist that they need to go to. I saw this client 1 week later. He had a huge smile on his face. He was happy. This guy had no limp. He was not limping. He had no pain, no limp. He was thrilled at the fact that he was receiving great care from us. And he actually is back to playing golf again. He's seeing us now to rebuild everything around the hip and the back to make sure that he keeps and maintains everything that he's gained with us as a stretch mobility coach. This is not our only success, guys. We've helped thousands upon thousands of people avoid the traditional PT to surgery route. And we're excited to say that we're actually taking case studies from all of the people that have received the stretch method, and we're going to be publishing these case studies. I didn't just think of that or come up with that. I actually had a local doctor that was a pretty affluent doctor in one of our larger hospital systems here in Westchester, Cincinnati area. And he actually was asked to leave because he wasn't following traditional medical standards that hospital had put in place. And this is one of the best local doctors. I mean, his following is tremendous. And people, when they found out he wasn't there, were just horrified. If you're a good clinician, your people will find you and people will stand up and be an influencer for you. So I had told this doctor and had actually talked to some of his clients, and we did everything we could to try to get those clients that were looking for him over to him. So he had decided that he was going to practice out of his home, and he knew absolutely nothing about business ownership, about marketing, about sales. This man sold himself. He's functional medicine, and he is a medical doctor, brilliant, brilliant man. I highly recommend people in my area go to see him. But he came into the clinic, and when we were leaving, I was showing him around, the changes that we had made in our Beckett location, and told him that, we'll be rebranding to the Stretch Mobility Coach, because a lot of our doctors actually refer to us, and they don't refer PT clients. They refer clients that don't necessarily want or are looking for PT because maybe they've been to PT before and it's been unsuccessful. So we get doctor referrals in our clinic at Beckett in Westchester. So I was showing this doctor our functional training room, where we bridge clients that are already better and pain-free, and now we're working on improving mobility and stability, and now putting them in functional movements with our deadlifts and squats. We have a big rack machine and hex bar and things. And I was telling him, how people had started with the program, and, we have probably 30 or so members that are in a prevention program. And we've seen cases where people are no longer needing surgery because of the treatments that we've given. And I don't think I'll ever forget the day he looked at me and he went, "Kim, is your stuff published?" And of course I looked at him and said, "I don't even know what you're talking about." He went, "Kim, you need to make sure that you take your case studies and you publish them, because doctors like me who do refer to you would love to read a PubMed or a journal or case studies showing how, if a client comes in and drops out after, treatment 6, this is where you should expect your client to have gains, and then what could happen later. And then clients that come in and finish our Stretch Mobility Coach program and go into a preventative maintenance program, what happens to them? And then those clients that take all the 5 phases and go from a prevention program to a musculoskeletal system rebuild program, where we get them back into sports and personal trainers and fitness centers in the area. Tell me what they're doing. Are they dropping out and getting injured? He goes, "If you publish that data, that is going to be very, very good to show that a stretch mobility coach, whom as a licensed professional can provide a different service and outcome for a client who perhaps is not looking for physical therapy physical therapy services." And we physicians in this area are really looking for evolving data for preventative care, but we have no data. So if you could take these case studies, if you could publish them, and you would really be able to show what a stretch mobility coach outcome is going to be and how you can keep them away from surgery, then that would be huge for not only us, but if your affiliates, if you could have that data on the clients they're seeing and publish that data, then you'll really go far with your affiliate program with the doctors nationwide. Fast forward here, we're 6 months later, and TSM, the Stretch Method, is actually compiling all of our studies on the clients that have come through the program. And it's a big undertaking, but I want to let you know, we actually have a director of research for TSM, and she is actually she was a graduate research assistant in a cardiovascular research lab, and left that position to come over to us and join forces with TSM to compile all of our outcomes from all of the cases that we've seen in our clinic. And we are just thrilled to announce Megan J. as our director of the Stretch Method research. Now, she's going to be compiling data from our Westchester location on all of the clients that have come through, so that she can start preparing case studies that you'll be able to see. We'll post those on our website, www.thestretchmobilitycoach.com. And once it's compiled, she's going to put that out for publishing. And when we have enough data compiled at Westchester, we're going to be able to reach out to our affiliate owners to be able to compile their information to see how their clients are doing so that we can see the consistency for not only the Beckett location for a stretch mobility coach, but how you as a clinician, if you go through our TSM program, how you can grow as a clinician and provide the same care and be able to show the same outcome and results without having to go back to school and spending 2 years at a program. And these successes are going to be things that are going to bring your happiness back, get your passion back, help you decrease your frustration. So if you're on the fence, guys, if you're on the fence about becoming a TSM affiliate, this is no better time to do that. If you're unsure if you can actually support yourself as a business owner, then just know you can. TSM, I have put this together. It's been 9.5 years of putting this together, and it has taken quite a bit of time. And it's funny, I'm going to draw this together because so that business owner that I spoke to, I asked him, I said, what is the key to success? Because I'm in the early stages of my business. And he went, Kim, I'm going to be honest. Success in a business is time. Everything takes time. You can't rush time, you can't speed it up, and you can't jump through hoops following shiny objects. It takes time, dedication, learning, and work. I have to tell you, 9.5 years ago, when I had this vision, my vision was to bridge the gap in the healthcare system so I can provide services in my community. I had no idea that I was going to end up putting together a platform that was going to help a clinician that wanted to start their own practice. This has just been evolving for the past couple of years, and it makes me happy seeing where my stretch mobility coaches are, my current affiliate owners. And my clinic, guys, we are busier than ever. We have a wait list. I need a stretch mobility coach right now that wants to go through my fellowship program so that they can actually, I'm actually carrying a caseload again because we're so busy. And I need someone that I can train that would go through this fellowship program who wants to jump in to be a stretch mobility coach locally so that we can keep up with the demand that we have in our area. And it is amazing to me that I'm now bridging the gap to help rehab professional clinicians like you be your own boss and own your own stretch mobility coach clinic. TSM is bridging the gap by providing you tools, coaching, mentorship, skills training, clinical skills training on a preventative side, and more. And to be able to be a part of TSM, you have to be a PT, OT, OTA, PTA, or ATC. You must have graduated from an accredited program, or you must already hold a license in your field. And that prerequisite is where you start your stepping stone to being your own boss and providing preventative care solutions to those that need and want and are looking for a well care system for the musculoskeletal health. For those of you wishing to step away from sick care and you want to move more towards a well care system and help customers that are actually looking for care outside traditional PT and ATC services, there is simply no program out there that provides the support and the done for you business, marketing, and sales materials that actually jumpstarts your business the way that TSM does. So if you're on the fence and you're thinking, oh my gosh, I know I want to open my own business, but I don't know where to start. I know I want to be able to help you. TSM is that answer, guys. I'm here to support you along the way, and you simply won't get the support more than what you're going to get from this program. So if you want more information, then book a strategy call with me and we can jump on the phone. We can jump through where you are right now and build out goals to help you get to where you want to be. Guys, I hope this information in today's episode was good for you. I hope that this has inspired you to see that business ownership, as complex as it is, there's no easier way to start, build, and grow a business with the support as we have here in our TSM program. So if you like our show and this information is helpful for you, I would love for you to rate and review this podcast and my YouTube channel. Let people know what you like. Let me know what you don't like about it. And then let me know what type of topics you'd like to learn more about so that I can produce content that would help you build a successful wellness business. Now, thanks so much for joining today. And